This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, The Voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Hello, welcome to the Voice of Stockton. The Voice of Stockton, KXVS 92.1 FM, KXVS.org. You know, every week I keep forgetting where I'm at sometimes, you know, where the Voice of Stockton. I can't believe it. It's been a week until the weekend comes and I'm working, okay? Now, last week was an interesting, where the mic is in the way, so I'm going to take this out of the way. It's an interesting week because it's been pretty busy last week because there's a lot of things that happened in the Stockton community. And just recently, last Friday, we had a deaf social about, you know, having at Pete Coffee over nearby BJ. And it was very, very good. It's a good. It was a good involvement with other community that is hearing. We had students there from Delta College that was learning ASL. They have some that was high school from St. Mary that were there, and there were a lot of other people that I haven't seen for a long time. Old friend and new friend. That was very, very good, and it was, you know, the last 3 months, I was kind of missing a lot on my deaf social because I was very ill most of the time. And so finally, you know, I had a friend that not forced me, but kind of like encouraging me to come. Start living. Don't be afraid of life. Just go. And just mean whatever happened, what will happen at the end, you know. Everything must born, and then everything must die at the end. But anyway, that's what she was telling me. I'm like, okay, whatever. You encouraged me. Okay, that's a good thing. Anyway, but anyway, so meanwhile, as I was parking and we were walking, I opened the door. I went like this, and I went and I had my friend. She was carrying me like a walker, you know, and I'm kind of crouching. I'm like an old man. Okay, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I'm like, okay, Victoria, I'll be okay. So as we're walking in, a lot of people kind of look at me like a whole boom. Was looking at me. I'm like, what is this? You know, like I just kind of show up, like, you know. And so I said hi to everyone. So I went and got my hot chocolate and my little dessert, you know, I already ate before I came to that place. Anyway, so here I'm sitting down with my dog, you know, and Trixie was notable. They had kids there. And before I got my coffee and my order, I felt something hit me on my leg, and I looked, and it was a small little boy. I'm like, and I was like so in awe, I'm like surprised, like whoa, and he was a very cute, adorable, and it reminded me of me when I was at that age, at 3 years old. He had a Baja hearing aid, just like this, you know, like this right here, a hearing aid, but he had a bandana, like a cover to cushion it up. This is more directly pointed, and back then I had a body aid that had the hearing aid up to the wire to it, and have a band over here, and it will here, you know. That was the old technology of that. But this one, he just had a straight band, and it was doing there. But no, I was like worried, like, whoa, where did this come from? It really made my night, you know, really happy. You know, I'm like, wow. So I met the parent of the kid, and they're from, people say that education, the education in Lodi are very, very good with people with disability. The special education program itself are amazing. They've been telling me about that. Lodi is the best. Lodi is the best. I'm like, and I said, why Stockton? Stockton, no. So I'm like, well, I try to defend it, but they have bad, but they have bad rap with that issue. So anyway, I was really concerned. So they started asking me, said, how did it feel to have this type of hearing aid? It said it's very loud. It picked up a lot of noise. You can hear a lot of background noise, and you have to really focus and pay your attention on the person that you're communicating with or talking with, and try to kind of block everything out, But I told them that I do admit sometimes I get headache. Sometimes when I feel middle, even a little kid at 3 years old, they're gonna cry about for every little thing that is painful, headache or feeling sick and not getting attention, and it's too loud, and they might have a sword in their ear because you wear it and it kind of compresses your. But the thing is, the trick that a lot of audiologists don't know about, that I have learned, that if you have, there's a soft spot on your scalp in the back of your hearing aid, on the back of your ear. There's a soft spot. That's where you hear the most sensitive. If you go into where the scalping is hard, you're not going to hear that much, because in the back or whatever around that area that are hard, you're not going to be able to hear much of the vibration of the sound of when people talk, because you're like talking under the water, But if you put it back into where the soft spot is, you'll note the soft spot in the ear, on the side, the back of the ear. I tell the little kid with way in the back. I'm like, I hope he hears that way in the back, because there's no the ear and the drumlet are right in this area, the front, right by the side of the face, not the back. Okay, but I had too many distractions. But the father seems nice. The mother seems really great, very supportive with his kid, and he's learning to sign. It was like fast, And I asked him, and the father's like, "Do you know sign?" He said, "No." I'm like, "Hey, you better watch it. When he gets older, he wants Papa attention, But he eventually have to adjust, with it. It's really cool. Really interesting that people like that I can relate, understand where they're coming from, whether their mood or their, when they're too loud, and when you get headache, you get overwhelmed a lot, So get overwhelmed by a lot of things that happen. Okay, that's why. So that was a great night, So then what I did, then I went to what else? Let's see. The thing is that I believe that I am in control of my own body. I don't allow a doctor to dictate what medicine that I tell to give me. When I tell them that I'm allergic to this, and yet they keep prescribing this for my blood pressure, because last time I took in cardiology, it was in San Leon in the East Bay Area, and I had so many different medications that my body wasn't disagree with a lot of things my body was taking with blood pressure. They have to remove it. They have to add more. They have to remove it. They have to add and more. And I keep having to have a rapid heartbeat. But every time I go to the emergency ER, my blood pressure was low, but my rapid heartbeat was high. And the doctor's like saying, we don't know why. We're like, you're okay with your blood pressure, but your rapid heartbeat is high. You're two different entities, so they work separate. And here in my mind, I'm getting a headache. I hope I pray God I don't get a stroke. I don't have paralyzed my throat, because that's where I feel when it's 112, it's 120, the pulse, it's racing. I have those thermometer connected, so that's when I feel that right here. That's when I know it's a danger zone, But at 90 or 70, it's okay. But it's kind of very unusual that, the calcium channel blocker that would made me flush. It made me lightheaded. I get my rapid heartbeat most of the time. And they keep giving the same cousin, those part of the family. So that they add one, they add two, they take away one, remove the other one, and then now I'm seeing a cardiologist. So hopefully, a cardiologist heart. So hopefully that will change. But most of the time, when I get nervous, I want to talk about fear. Okay, fear itself. So every time I go see the doctor, and like anytime you see the doctor, you go there, you wait for a long time, and you just tell you, okay, you're doing okay, and then all of a sudden they call your name, and then you walk, they put you in the room, in a small little cube size room, go in there, and the first thing I see is a pressure monitor, and then I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing that, so it kind of perpetuate a little bit, I'm like, it infects my mind. I'm like, wow, okay. So, and every time I see those cuffs on the wall, it kind of scares me, because it's always get my blood pressure skyrocket. I'm doing fine, and I'm doing great. I checked my pulse. My blood pressure was, I think it was 120 of 85. Which is good, but every time I go to the doctor, I've been traumatized so many times, because I've been having surgery many times, going to the doctor in and out of the hospital from 3 to all the way to 21. So I practically live in the hospital back and forth during summertime. When schools come, I go, but meantime during summertime I have to go straight to the hospital, the General Hospital or the Franklin Hospital or the UC University Medical San Francisco. So they have a book about me anyway. So there's a lot. So the thing is that really scares me is being abandonment issue, traumatized, postpartum stress disorder. But that's something that really triggered me a lot when I go see doctors, and doctors don't seem to understand. Oh, your blood pressure is this, but yeah, they give me we're gonna send you the medicine. They give me the high dose of medicine, and that's what to help me lower my blood pressure like that. But yet I feel tired. I can't talk. When I take, I feel my chest is kind of like, oh man, I can't even. I feel funny. I feel tired, and then I barely can talk to people, because I'm catching my air, So it did kind of it's a very difficult situation sometimes. I have to really focus on my mind. Okay, this is not me. This is not me. So now they remove everything again, and now they start back to my old medication, which I've been doing right now. I've been doing okay with it, But I just don't like. I don't care. Doctor like to help people, but when it comes to relationship with people, doctor and client, I like to be trusted, but not to be lied to. I asked him to get a lower dose, but no, he didn't give me a lower dose. He gave me a high dose, just for that reason. So this kind of concerns me. What doctor could tell you, and yet they do the opposite of what they say. So that's why sorry, I forgot to sign, but I was kind of thinking what the process of fear, of being trust, of my medical, and know my body behave, I had it even when they got mad because I called them my pharmacist. Oh, they're not doctor. Well, they're a doctor and chemist, and then I've been going to my pharmacist for a long time. They have been going there for 13 years. They have a list medicine that I have taken before that don't agree with me. They have medicine that I'm okay with, that it's okay to combine, but they get upset. I'm like, well, but I don't care. But I don't trust you, doctor, more than I trust my own pharmacist. So I build that relationship. So I have a right anyway, regardless. But that treatment a one time. So he educated me. The doctor don't educate me. He just handed me, and I said, what is this for? That's for you to lower your blood pressure. That's it. But the pharmacist explains to me what it does. It dilates your blood pressure. It dilates your vessel. It's supposed to open your vestibular vessel, and you're gonna be flustered. You're gonna be warm. You're gonna be all that to lower your blood pressure. He calms me. And the more I get educated, it helped me release my anxiety to the unknown. What I'm taking when I'm taking my pill, I don't like to be taking and expect the thing, the not knowing it and then knowing it. Okay, so that's my theory. Okay, but and other than that, I would, since I've been working back, I'm just trying to get back into the routine and getting the routine of working up my old job. No, I don't want to say old job. My recent job. I'm so happy. I want to go back and start working in the community, selling houses, help clients to buy houses, and doing property rental, own property. Get the best tenant, qualify to pay. I will have, in the future. I will have my real estate education qualify for rental. Cause that's my expertise. Because without those type of rental background, knowing what background, we know that there's a lot of rental high prices, not enough rent, but yet there's high, but yet there's rent that overpriced. It's not set on stone. Because when if you get a rental, you see a rental that are like $900 a month. I mean, and then you can negotiate. It's not set on stone. You could negotiate like at least 15% of the rent. They always pick the high part, but if they've been on the market for more than 3 months, it's it's too high. So it's okay to negotiate your rent. It's not set on stone. So even the owner will come rather than leave it vacant for a long time. So it's better to have that type of information that I'm telling you, as far as renting, and also the owner who needs to know that tenant willing to rent out your property to pay on the affordability they could pay on time. So that case, I've been talking a lot. I've been talking, and people are like, well, how you do this, how you do that, and it's a very eye-opening that I have to talk. A lot of people, normally would say, Doug, why do you chose the field where you have to talk, so, with people when you know the hand, you should be doing other stuff than working on a computer. You could be by yourself. You don't have to worry about anything else, and yet, I don't know, I guess I'm out. There's time when I feel like I want to be part of the, be part of the solution and part of the problem, and help people be happy. I want to see people get in life and get ahead in life. Just to see them did something good deed to my I did my deed. That's good. So I like that's pretty much what I follow my philosophy. Treat other the way you want to be treated. So anyway, and also the issue of signing again. So I'm gonna keep more practicing. We're gonna be teaching. I'm gonna have another lesson workshop. Also, I'm focusing that on that agenda. I'm making a booklet, a small booklet that we can start out like animal, train, transportation, introduction, classifier. Classifier mean like it's like sizes or thick. Like I want a thin hamburger, or you want a thick hamburger, or you want a large pizza or a small pizza. So it's different in a way that sizes. That's called classifier. So that's what I'm gonna be. That's my next goal also. Right now, this weekend will be a busy week for me also to see a doctor, and then go to there'll be a city hall meeting on the Tuesday, talking about CART. I have a meeting around 10 o'clock to talk to the assistant general manager about it. So I hope it's good. It should be good. I'm trying to tell them what's the difference between these two, CART and an interpreter. Like interpreter, I can understand sign language from an interpreter perspective, but a lot of people who are late deafness, they can't sign, they can't re-sign, so they have to have a CART where they can read what's been said. Dictate. And they do it in Delta College all the time, many times. They're very good. And so CART is a very important technology too, and you gotta give them a try, so anyway, at that note, there'll be another project. Hopefully, it'll be the peace poster contest. And that's something that we already got involved with. Victory Elementary. We went to Elmwood Elementary School, and then we have Stake Luke Elementary Catholic School, and then we have also another fourth one in Lodi School. So there's four school elementary that we're sponsoring, and I can hardly wait. Yay! So people can see the poster, what's gonna happen. By the way, I don't know. I'm writing out a lot of stuff. Is there anything I need to know about this week going on in the KXVS Voices of Stockton?
As far as I'm aware, things are just about going. Yeah, just about. Really.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me, how was the show about? What was the show about?
Oh yeah, my show. Just a few hours ago. Hey, it went okay. This last episode of the phone booth and this episode of the phone booth kind of had the same problem that the week didn't really have much information in pop culture, not a lot of big news.
So hold on, what is pop culture? What is different? It's very different meaning in pop culture, right?
Oh no, pop culture has like one general meaning. Pop culture is short for popular culture.
Oh, popular.
Movies, video games, TV shows, comic books, anime, manga, stuff that people look to for entertainment is what pop culture would be. And on my show, we like to talk about news pieces regarding that particular topic. This week, one of the things we talked about was that Henry Cavill, the guy who played as Superman for Man of Steel.
Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill, yes. Henry Cavill.
Okay.
He played as Superman in those movies. And there was a rumor floating around this week that he left the role of Superman and that they were going to be looking for a replacement actor. Of course, this was... It's confusing because it hasn't been proven false yet, but it also hasn't been proven to be true. The Warner Brothers basically said, we never said that he's leaving the role, and we have respect for him. But that was when people asked him, is he leaving the role or not? So they never actually said yes or no to this. So people have no idea what's going on there. It was a bit more stressing, a little concerning. This one actress, Fan Bingbing, she's really famous in China, but not too famous here in the U.S. She was in an X-Men movie, did fairly good. She's suddenly disappeared, like just vanished. She hasn't been seen since July 1st, and her social media accounts went dark around July 23rd, like a good few weeks after. Though they think that people are suspecting that she's been detained by the Chinese government because she recently got involved in a tax evasion scandal. Apparently in China there's a very popular tax evasion practice between certain actors called the yin-yang thing. And the way that works is that when you take a role in China, you'll be given a small contract with like a certain amount of pay, and that's for you to put on your taxes. But at the same time, they also secretly give you another contract with much more money in hand, and that's that way actors and actresses in China can get paid a lot of money without having to put it all into their taxes. And apparently a good number of Chinese actors and actresses, their names got dropped into this scandal, which is what's making people think that Fan Bingbing may have been detained by the Chinese government and has basically disappeared until she'll admit that she performed tax fraud.
So, but it's a common practice, right?
It's a shady practice. You're not supposed to do it because it's illegal. You're evading taxes and everything. But
well, I know. What I mean, what I'm saying that they know that they have to pay taxes.
Yes.
And yet, and then in the back, and they go around and do another contract, and they to avoid taxes, right? But you're still paying taxes.
You're still paying taxes, but you're paying taxes with the first contract that you have. The federal government that knows about the taxes, the IRS over there, I suppose. They don't know about the second contract that you get. They only know about the first one, because that's the one that you present to the IRS to put under your tax forms. So with the second contract, you're getting a ton of money, and you're not pouring that money into your taxes like you're supposed to do.
Right.
And I guess I'm not really sure if it's a common practice. I don't live in China, so I'm not really up to date on that. But a number of Chinese actors and actresses have been caught in this scandal recently, and Fan Bingbing's name was mentioned during the reveal of this scandal. So people don't know if she's been captured by the Chinese government, or maybe she fled to the United States to get away from the government, because she's really, really popular in China. She's barely known here in the United States. She was in X-Men days.
Okay, so sorry for
No, that's fine. It's fine.
But is she coming down for asylum or refugee or what? Or it's a rumor that you're saying?
It's a rumor.
Okay.
It's a rumor that she's coming into the United States in secret, hiding, trying to evade the government because she is afraid that she'll get detained and brought into China and possibly arrested. But there's a lot of rumors out there. No one knows where she is, why she disappeared, what's going on, or anything. We just know that for some reason she's completely disappeared.
So do you think the federal government know about it and don't want to get involved because based on the immigration status?
Our government, I'm not sure, because that would have to confirm that she really is in the United States, and we don't know that. She might actually be in China and she got detained by the government because the Chinese government has had, from what I've heard, a tendency to detain prisoners for certain things, and they just disappear until they show up in court admitting that they did what they did. So she could be in a prison, she could be in the United States in hiding. We really have no idea, but I've been concerned about it because for somebody to just disappear, and even her representatives won't say anything about what happened to her, And my friend Brian said that, and I can't really confirm that this is completely accurate, but on the on the Chinese government's website, there was supposedly an article that got removed shortly afterwards, saying that she had been detained till she would admit to doing tax fraud. But then they got immediately deleted. So now we don't know if that article was even true in the first place.
It got deleted by
it got removed.
The owner.
Yeah, it got posted on the site, and then shortly afterwards, it got removed, which is a weird thing to do. But on a side note, we also talked about the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Apparently, a Reddit user had decided he'd watched all the Avengers crossover films, the ones that have all the Marvel heroes meeting up to fight a big baddie. And in the end, they thought to themselves, I wonder which MCU character has the most lines in every single crossover movie. So they did the math. Turns out that Iron Man is in all the Avengers films and Captain America Civil War, Iron Man is the one with the most lines in every single movie.
I know. Yeah, very cocky line.
Yeah, Captain America is second place. Black Widow is third. At the very bottom of the...
I like Black Widow, but the Black Widow really have not much of power.
Well,
she can be killed too, right?
She can be killed, yes. But her skill is that she's a covert secret agent, which is something that none of the other Avengers can do. She has the ability to infiltrate certain areas, blend in with the environment, things that the other heroes can't do without creating a huge scene and distraction and whatnot. Kind of the thing with Hawkeye too. He was the very bottom of the list with the least few lines. He's also
Hawkeye is
the archer. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any powers either, but in the comic books, he's actually pretty useful because of his huge multitude of different arrows. In Captain America Civil War, we got to see the Pym arrows, where he shot Ant-Man in the air, and the arrow turned into a whole bunch of arrows just out of nowhere flying around in the air, and that was pretty useful. Also, I talked about something that I thought was really, really weird. It was a really weird story, and I got to tell you about this, Doug.
Tell me about it.
I think you'd be interested. So, for film goers, there's a certain challenge called the Year of Challenge. And in the Year of Challenge, you would pick your favorite actor, like Jason Statham or Liam Neeson or something like that.
Okay.
You'll watch one movie that they are in every day for an entire year, and that's the challenge. Now, a lot of people, they usually pick certain actors, Samuel L. Jackson or Liam Neeson, like I said. But one person out there, he decided to watch Adam Sandler movies. Starting on April 9th, I want to say, which was the actor's birthday. No, August 9th. Sorry, August 9th. He started the Year of Adam Sandler challenge. And every single day, 12 months straight, he watched one Adam Sandler movie every single day. I think that's weird. But he's seen every movie that he's been in. And, of course, with the Year of Challenge, if you watched every movie the actor has been in, then the rest of the challenge, you just watch whatever movie you're in the mood for that day. But he seemed to be a really huge fan of Adam Sandler, I guess. He even liked Jack and Jill, where Adam Sandler played as a guy and a girl. And that one didn't really do too well.
That was funny. I like that.
Yeah, you know. And I gotta have respect for it, because a lot of people, they really talk bad about Adam Sandler. And I mean, I admit I talked a little bad about him in my show because he was really funny back in the day when he did like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and stuff like that. But as his career branched further on, it felt like he was focusing more on like fart jokes and stuff like that instead of what he used to do. But that was just my opinion, you know, and I kind of felt like a lot of people had that opinion. But to see somebody be a hardcore Adam Sandler fan, that made me feel really good, you know, because with all directors out there, all actors out there, there's always going to be huge die-hard fans. And that's why I love doing Miserable Media, because I brought directors into the light.
But hold on, before you even go there, but Adam Sandler, you know, he's moved away from actor because
kind of
become a producer.
Yeah,
like the Goldberg. Goldberg was a good show. I watch almost every night because it's constantly repeated.
Goldberg's is a good one.
It's nothing playing. I'm like, got me all hooked up on the Goldberg. And I'm looking, and you see the logo at the end with the old man with a beer
And the golf
like,
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's like a logo signature of him. Of
Happy Madison.
Yeah, Happy Madison. Yeah. So, I mean, I understand the older you get, the younger that he does. He worked hard. What he got. But now, in later in life, when you're in your 50ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't do like not work as much like you used to, but yet more like they'll make money making movies. You know what I mean? I think that's his goal. But all the show and movies that he has done, that he produced, have been very well played. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not really trashing on the movies that he's made. I like Grown Ups. I like Click. I thought Pixels was okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people disagree with me on Pixels, but I thought Pixels was pretty good in my opinion.
Okay.
He's doing a pretty good job as a producer. I do got to give him credit for that. He does come up with a lot of really good ideas that when I hear about them when they're getting made, my thought is always, wow, that's definitely different. But my point is that it seemed like back then his comedy style was a lot more different than his comedy style nowadays.
Right.
It seemed like back then his skits were his comedy was kind of like an SNL skit. You know,
Right.
it was like a chain reaction of things leading up to one big punchline. But with certain films that he does nowadays, like with Jack and Jill, I felt like certain times like there wasn't really a punchline. It was just, well, that person
very
did something.
annoying.
Yeah, that person did something funny, and that's what's funny about it.
Right.
You know, but I'm looking forward to Pixels 2 when it comes out. I know that it's supposed to be in development sometime.
Pixel is about a computer, right? It's about a game, right?
Pixels is about an alien race way out there in outer space around nowadays.
Alien, right?
And they came across a time capsule that was launched up into outer space back in the 1980s or 70s because they put a whole bunch of stuff from that era in there, and they also put in a lot of video games and stuff. And the aliens finally come across this time capsule, and they think that it's a declaration of war. So they declare war on Earth, saying, we challenge you to all these games, and if you don't win these games, we're going to eliminate your entire planet.
Right.
And they start sending in real-life pixelized versions of these creatures from video games, and they're destroying the city. The government can't do anything about it, so they end up getting 4 computer nerds, basically people who were really good at arcade games around that time from what they played. And they created like these machines that were kind of like Ghostbuster lasers to deal with the pixels and everything. And it was basically that. It was these 4 nerds going against pixelated monsters and everything that resembled.
Have you seen that Donkey Kong?
Yeah, Donkey Kong was actually at the very end of the movie. He was the final boss, was Donkey Kong. You know, and I thought that was pretty cool because Adam Sandler's character, back when he was a little kid at the beginning of the movie, that was the game that he was really, really good at. So it was kind of like he was playing his video game in real life. And that's one of the things I liked about it, because I would want to jump into a game I've played before in real life. And the pixel animations were pretty good, especially when you see Pac-Man running around. That looked really good.
And it's scary too, going after you and getting close.
Oh yeah, you're seeing him just run around. Roads are being destroyed. Walls are just falling down around him and stuff. Oh, it was great.
But but also, have you seen Mark Fallen?
Who?
The Fallen brother. They made him like something about Mary, or something.
I've heard of something about Mary, but I haven't gotten to watch it yet.
And there's another one called Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's my Fallen brother.
Okay.
Thing. So they made a twin by I think Matt Damon and some other guy. They were attacked to
Stuck on You.
Yeah,
that's what it was called. Yeah, they were conjoined twins. I remember that.
And all the movies, it was so comical. It was funny, but it had some meaning to it.
It definitely had meaning to it.
And I was like, I did watch it. I started watching, and then it was just. Mark McFarlane have not been making it because I don't know what it disappeared after he got really. The movie had different comedy on that show before that, so I think that's something you should talk about. And say why this disappear? You know, as far as that concerned, because Mark McFarlane have all the reasons. He had all the best actor that play in his movie too. You know.
That's true. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a segment about directors that need to come back to the film industry. It has been a good minute since a lot of people have returned for their debut and whatnot.
Okay, well, anyway, it's time to wrap up my show. You know, thank everything. Thank for Edward for his behalf of his show of the preview and talk about his show and what he's been talking about. It's very interesting how pop culture have talk about in the youth generation in video. And they still talk about, you know, and I remember talking about video a lot, talking about movie a lot, you know, at their age. But, well, I'm more focusing on other stuff, and more important stuff, what's gonna environment, what's gonna hit the fire, are we gonna live a little longer than we expected, or whatever. But that's my mentality focus. But it's good. But anyway, thanks for watching the Saturday visual show, The Voice of Stockton 93.1. Thanks for everything for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I have a show again, and I have a guest on the weekend. Monday. So Monday I'll have a guest. I'm gonna be signing, so I will be focusing on that, and she'll be talking. Okay, thank you, and have a great Saturday afternoon. Bye bye.